What is up, everybody? How you doing? There's three of us in the panel tonight. Ezra decided to join us before he goes to bed, and we got Stevie over here. I have my iPad over here showing it, so I make sure that anything's weird is going on. And Ezra's looking at himself and waving at Stevie in the iPad. You can see everyone over here.
Ezra, you carrying any knives tonight?
Ezra,
carrying any knives before bed?
Oh, I forgot.
Where are they?
Inside. I need to go get them.
Okay.
You were carrying a breakfast this weekend. Not one, not two, but 3 knives he had on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's legitness.
Yeah, he has a couple little pouches that he'll carry stuff in when we leave the house, and he'll like grab his pouch like I have to have this and stuff and make sure he gets it and stuff. So always surprises me when he's like, oh no, I need this knife. I'm like, you have a knife with you, and he's like, but I need this one. I'm like, I get it, buddy. I get it. Okay.
Yep, I've pocket checked him. The 2 times I've got to meet him, I've pocket checked him. He's been carrying every time.
Yeah. What is up, Nathan? How you doing? Does everyone still have their fingers? That's right. We haven't been on since the 4th.
I messed that up.
Yeah, I missed it. I missed a finger. What is up, Ground Fog? How you doing? I don't know if I showed it on any of my social accounts because I don't want to get in trouble. But Ezra got to use his first Roman candle on the 4th of July.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he had some like earmuffs from shooting that he put over his ears, and then he's standing out and he has a Roman candle he's shooting off, and he absolutely loved it. He thought it was awesome. So
nice.
That was cool. What's up, Marco? How you doing?
Also, what's up, though?
Neil McKinsey, nice to have you. Neil, what's your snack tonight? You are one of my favorite people because you consistently have a good snack, just like myself. So I like having Neil in the house because I know Neil's gonna have a pretty good snack every time we see him. What's up, Chef Rocky?
Yo,
Rocky, I started watching, and I don't know if y'all have seen it, but he's on YouTube and he's on Facebook and Instagram. It's called Chef Reactions, and it's just a dual screen of someone making something and then him just very monotone, like, oh yeah, that's great. That looks really awesome. Like, I'm going to appreciate that. Out of 10, I'd eat that 2 out of 10. Like, oh, this is garbage. And he's hilarious. But every time I watch it, I think like, man, Rocky should do this. Because I feel like Rocky's Chef Reactions would be pretty good too. Did you get some of your knives? Oh, you're hiding them behind your back? Whoa. So you got your purple knife, and you're gonna put it over there at Dad's. What's up, Cole? How you doing, Cole? I actually found the $600 Nerf gun the other day because I still have it. Are you showing everybody your knife? You want to open it?
I forgot.
I forgot to open that one. Show everybody. Lift it up. You lift it up like this. Oh, well, you just closed it. You open it. Show it to them open. All right. Good job.
Yeah, good job.
All right, you show them your glow-in-the-dark one. Good job. Open and close that one. And you show them your black one. Was that your last one? Good job, buddy.
Good
awesome.
Job, kiddo.
Here. Yeah. He's got a collection of a bunch of other wooden ones, but he doesn't carry the wooden ones because we've talked about how those are less like he'll actually take these and like try and like dig through stuff and pry with stuff, and like the wooden ones are going to be more fragile, so we got to be careful with those. So. P&W Funworks, how you doing? I was going to show some of your stuff, but I was talking to Stevie ahead of time, and almost everything is completely sold out on the EDC Roundtable. For those of you who missed it, P&W Fun Stuff or P&W Funworks is now on the Roundtable and has some sweet pens over there. I told Stevie ahead of time that Aquarius mica pen with the blue green is awesome. I am bummed I missed that one, but next time there's one up there, I will definitely pay the $20 and get that because that's a really good deal for one of those pens. That's a
Absolutely.
really good deal for one of those pens.
Absolutely.
And you could use code WKB10 to get 10% off.
I was waiting for that. Heck yeah.
You use code WKB10 to get 10% off. It's awesome.
Yeah, so
Hello.
on board, brother.
Yeah. Pretty sweet. Mark Parks, how you doing?
Mark, I think Mark
Hello.
hooked up on a pen tonight.
Nice.
Hello.
You telling everybody hello?
Hello.
Paul
Hi.
Mills, how you doing?
Hi.
Can you say hi, Paul?
Hi, Pa.
Can you say hi, P and W?
How PW.
Can you say hi, Neil?
Hi, Neil.
Can you say hi, Donnie?
Hi, Donnie.
Donnie,
What's
make
up,
it
Donnie
tonight.
Bless?
Yeah.
Donnie just finished pry bar for me, and he's going to be finishing up the fixie here in a little bit whenever he gets to it. I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. He has a video of the pry bar, and he's using it to like peel up against it. I was like, dang. Be careful. Don't pull that.
I thought that might be it.
Yeah, I was like, that's a legit pry bar. Sweet.
Yeah.
And he asked me, he's like, do you want me to, like, how do you want me to finish it? And I was like, I really like that finish. And he's like, it does kind of get snail trails. And I was like, I'm totally okay with it. I like that look because then you have a look of, like, use. Like, I actually used it, appreciate it. I like the snail trail. So I'm excited to get my Bless pry bar and then the Bless fixie here in a little bit.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Can you say, hey, knife nut?
Hi, Nana.
It's a knife nut.
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 Can you say hi, Cheeto?
Hi, Cheeto.
Hi, Cheeto. Cheeto in the Temple of Doom. He said hi, Palmer. Palmer, you guys might be in the same grade.
Yeah, I was gonna say Palmer's got a new buddy.
I'm just joking,
Ezra.
Palmer.
Palmer's 6 years old.
Oh.
Uh-oh. He's
Uh-oh.
What's up, Palmer? Jesse, how you doing? Evening. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a little bit, but yeah.
Good.
Ethan,
Yo,
How's
get up all early now.
yeah, how's the first week of work going so far? See if you're still here, but how's that first week of work going? I'm gonna put it in the garbage down here.
Yeah, garbage ain't working.
Yeah,
I talked to him a little bit. He seems to be enjoying it.
that's good. That's good. Jesse wants to know how was the pizza?
Oh. It's actually I was saving it this second. I almost forgot. It's good.
That's nice.
I just went with the basic meat lovers.
Anytime I try a new place, I usually start with like cheese or like pepperoni. Like just give me a basic, and if it's good, then next time we'll do something different. But I want to know you can do the basics good before I go crazy and I'm disappointed.
Right. It's not phenomenal pizza, but it's good pizza.
It's good. Yes, Palmer, there is someone, I don't know if I'm getting here. There is someone else new on the round table. There's P&W Funworks, and then I believe there's going to be some other additions coming, but I don't want to spoil anything. You got to hang out, buddy.
Yeah, Palmer. He came on Maddie's Live today for the official announcement. P&W now Funworks is on EDC Roundtable. And you're also dumb.
Come back with egg.
Hello.
And you're also dumb. Hey, careful. Don't pull it anymore because it's attached to this. You don't want to break
I
it.
just want to pull it though.
Exactly. I need it in my face. People need to hear what I have to say. What's up, One Moon? How you doing?
Whoa.
Can you say hi, One Moon?
Hi, One. Hi, One Moon.
Hey, look, Maddie's here. Maddie said, Ezra. You say hi, Maddie.
Hi, Manny.
Matty.
Matty.
There you go. I'm getting caught up. Can Ezra say Daddy is a stinky head?
Daddy's stinky head.
Yes, he can say Daddy is a stinky head. Been looking for a birthday night for myself and having no luck. Nothing is falling to me.
Are you in the said faction Discord at all, Knife Nut? There's a lot of good for sale stuff posts in there,
Alaska.
and I know that there's some really good deals in there and some pretty eclectic. I don't know what you're looking for. You're looking to really treat yourself, going high end, just looking for anything. But there's a lot of good stuff in there.
I'm gonna check my knife how long it is.
You're going to check your knife to see how long it is?
Knife Nut, I got you.
How long is that?
40.5.
4.5?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Almost like that.
Yep.
I want to check 60.5.
Because Maddie was, hey, what's up, Joe? How you doing? I have like 3 videos that I haven't edited and posted yet. I've actually got like 12 videos that I haven't edited and posted yet because I recorded all of them. Hey, what's up?
Why grab this knife?
Well, you put it there. I just flipped it over so it was easier for you to measure.
Oh.
I've actually got like 12 videos I haven't recorded yet, and like 3 of them I was going through the content, and like 3 of them I mentioned Lancelot leather and slips and like clip slips and stuff, and I'm just like, I should get myself a clip slip. You know, I just keep talking about it. I keep thinking about it. They keep coming to mind like, I need this, but I'm waiting for, careful buddy, I'm waiting for the fixed blade from Donnie, and then I'm going to send that fixed blade in to get a clip slip made around. Oh, okay. Well, we want to keep it so I can still see. So see how it's right there? I want to keep it right here.
That was it. I mean, is that people right there said?
That says, hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, hey, y'all. Can you say Joe is a schmo?
Joe Smo.
Joe Schmo.
What is that guy right there?
That's Stevie.
No, what is that?
This one right here?
Yeah.
That says Joe is a schmo.
What is that people's name?
That's Mattisfaction.
Faction?
Mm-hmm. Mattisfaction. Mm-hmm. We just started learning about like reading and letters and like how to spell your own name because he's only 3 years old. And now everything, we want to read everything we see. Don't skip my comment above. Can Ezra teach Maddie to measure, please? Ezra, can you teach Maddie how to measure? Say, Maddie, do you want to learn?
Now you want to learn?
Show him how to use your tape measure.
Okay.
Here, I'll hold your knife up.
Okay.
How would you measure this? Take it right to the end like that. Yep. And then you look at it. So what's that?
425.
4.25. Yep, pretty good.
How long this is?
Actually, I hope you were taking notes, Maddie.
There you go. Over to the edge.
Yep.
That one's probably a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
4.3.
4.3. There you go. That's pretty awesome, huh?
No, my glow knife.
Oh, the glow knife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Measure the last one. All right, Maddie. Here's your third chance to kind of see how we do this. That one is
4 inches.
4 inches. Good job, Ezra.
Dad, check your knife by yourself.
By myself?
Yeah.
I'll do it later.
Do it yourself.
I want this one. Okay,
You're gonna sit on this knee over here.
what are these bags for?
Those bags, those are just bags that Dad leaves down there so you can use them later.
They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 knives right there, huh?
And 1, 2, 3.
Wow, get it out of
There, yeah.
And what is that big knife for?
This one?
Yeah.
Dad just uses this one to have to the side because it's one of Dad's favorite ones. It's cool.
How you?
This is the Scorpion.
Why do you want a Scorpion Man cut? Why do you want to cut Scorpion Man?
We don't want to cut scorpions. That's just the name of this knife.
Why do you want that one?
I don't know.
Stop. What's on this thing?
Ooh, there's a good question.
That's just the Kydex sheath to be able to hold it. So that clips are on your belt. So then you can hold it in your belt like that.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like Mom's coming to get you. Do you want to get your knives? All right. Do you want to tell everybody good night?
Good night.
Say see y'all later.
See you later, dude.
I just want to do
Oh, hey, wait. P&W wants to know what Ezra's favorite show is.
What's your favorite show?
Bluey, I love all the shows.
He said Bluey, but I love all the shows.
I like
What's the movie you've been watching a lot recently? You've been watching a lot of Toy Story.
no, I like one movie. Dad, Mom,
Okay, what's the one movie you've been watching a lot of? Toy Story.
I love construction.
He does love construction sites, so we'll watch videos on YouTube about construction sites, and he loves construction sites. So. All right,
Bye.
say bye.
Good night.
Say bye, TV.
Bye, Stevie.
See you later, dude. What's up, Steve Claire? Damn, you lost your opportunity. Seriously, that kid's a little goofball, man. I've been lucky enough to meet him a couple times. Gone out to lunch with him and Steve and Ethan one time, and then he was at breakfast this past weekend. Yeah, he's a funny little kid, man. Always got his knives on him. Literally both times I've pocket checked him, and he's pulled out he's had his knives. You can actually have like a conversation with him. He's only 3. You can have like a legit conversation with him. And Gary, no. Did he touch my beard? No. It's been so long, Gary doesn't know etiquette around kids.
What is up, Steve Clare? How you doing? Anything I write? I do have to read out loud anything you write, but now Ezra's gone. I don't have to. You did miss your opportunity, 100%.
How you feeling too, by the way, Steve?
Yeah, how are you feeling? As you missed the chance to meet Ezra on Sunday. Ezra was at breakfast, but he'll be back again.
There will be more.
Yeah, he didn't cause too much of a commotion, and he's fun conversation, so he'll be back again.
Yeah, no, for being a 3-year-old kid, he was actually very well behaved and didn't cause a scene or
He
listened. You can tell. Steven's dad hand is strong. He knows to listen.
Yeah. He does really good when we go out in public, and then he gets home and he's just like, I don't have to listen to you because this is my domain. But like anytime we're out in public, he's always done really good. And we got really lucky. with him just being super well behaved like that. But as soon as we get home, he's just like, I can do what I want. This is my house. I own this place.
Yeah. Oh.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Palmer. Ezra so Ezra's grandpa builds houses, and there's always like graders and bulldozers and front loaders and cranes and excavators and all those things around. And so he goes and climbs into the buckets and plays on the wheel wells. And Ezra loves construction sites and good stuff like that.
Ear cough. Nurse it, Goondocks.
Nurse it, or get a second one.
Yeah. What's up with this one beer crap?
Mm-hmm.
Who's better in a restaurant, Ethan or Ezra? Well, I'd say conversation-wise. Look, you have two conversation paths. You can talk about the Lamia, or you can talk about like just silly stuff. And with Ezra, so
I will say Ethan or Ezra eats better than Ethan. So Ethan doesn't finish his whole meal. Ezra will finish his whole meal.
Ethan never finishes his food, and yes, Ezra's got a healthy appetite.
But Ethan also follows your conversation better than Ezra does. Ezra mid-conversation will just be like, I don't care what you're saying. Talk to me now.
Yeah.
So, whereas Ethan actually responds to you, which is nice.
He was also obsessed with his French toast and just kept picking up his French toast. Like, I got French toast. Ezra probably parks better too.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Tori. What's up, dude? Yeah, this is true. I do laugh like a bowl full of jelly, though.
All right.
Grew up playing with my Uncle
Tonight I got 3 little bags of Chips Deluxe Minis and some coffee, just because I wanted some cookies and coffee. It seemed like a good little touch. Although I made the coffee because I like craved the taste of like cookies and coffee. And then I came out here and I was like, it's still fairly warm for warm coffee. I don't know if this was the best idea.
Has Ethan touched my beard? No, but every once in a while I do give him just a little tickle.
How's Eastern Washington?
I'm not in Eastern Washington. I've been in Oregon.
You're in Oregon, okay.
It's been hot AF.
Really?
Yeah. Eugene yesterday was 109.
Was it Eastern Washington wasn't any better? That's why I was curious, because yesterday they were like 110.
Yeah, it's been triple digits, and it's made me cranky. All good, dude. Totally all good, man. I'll actually I'll be back down here again before the end of the year, and I'll actually probably have some time. It's been nonstop work since I've been down here, really. And I'll probably have some time, in the evening to like meet up or something, dude. So totes all good.
We're headed down to the like battleground area.
That's down in Tori Casey's neck of the woods.
Yeah, so we're heading down to the battleground area, the 19th through the 21st. Well, we're going to go down to the battleground area on the 19th, and then we actually drive to further down on the coast, kind of by Seaside, on the 20th. It's about an hour, 20 minutes over. and then we'll come back that evening to help my brother with something that he's got going on that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about, so I can't talk about here, because if it were to get out, it might ruin a surprise that he's got coming up for his partner.
Gotcha.
Excited for that though. But I'm excited that we're going in like 2.5 weeks when it's supposed to cool down.
Yeah. Palmer, I was in Waterbury / East Hartford area in August a couple years ago, and it was surprisingly some of the worst humidity I had ever experienced. It was absolutely miserable.
Or unless you're looking for a $600 Nerf gun, because that's where I got my Nerf gun. Was from that $600 Nerf gun was from the arcade at that seaside. I spent $600 to get enough tickets to earn a Nerf gun, and I still have it, and it's fantastic. It's the best Nerf gun in the whole world because I earned it.
Yeah, Todd, triple digits just hit different, man. It just hits different.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that, like, once you've experienced triple digits for an extended period of time, though, like growing up in Tri-Cities and having every summer, or going down to Arizona for the year and spending like having a couple months of like really, really hot, coming up here when people are like, man, it's 80 degrees, it's so hot. And I'm like, yeah, this really isn't that bad. It sucks, but it's not like I'm going to die bad. And so I will say that, like, I still have that recency bias of being there on less than a year. Like last summer we were there. So I will say probably in about 2 years, 2 summers here where things cool down, then I'll be climatized to this area and I will hate it, but feel very much.
Yeah, I'm climatized and I am not ready for this type of weather.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's built for it. I think some people just you know what I don't understand is the people who are like, oh, I love it. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why would you, like, I would never choose willingly to have like 100-degree heat. But there's some people who are just like, oh, I love it. I have to be in the sun. I need to be baked in like 90 plus. That's weird.
No, I think it's actually cooling down again up back home, right? Like, isn't it? Wasn't it
tomorrow's supposed to be like low 80s, high 70s?
Yeah, see, I can take that. That's no problem.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Good night, Chef Rocky. I think this is you saying good night. I believe it is. But love to you and yours as well, Chef Rocky. Thanks for hanging out.
Let's see.
I didn't think I had it. Knife Nut, I thought I'd lost it in a couple of moves, but I found it in a box the other day. Astoria is really good, especially because Astoria is a little bit smaller of a town and not as touristy as some areas. And it's right there on the coast. That's nice.
Yeah. This was usually I'm down on the Oregon coast at some point already this time of year, and Astoria is like my favorite destination in Oregon, and it's always perfect weather. You know, P&W, I'm the exact opposite, man. I prefer the cold weather. What I don't like is gray weather. That gets tired, but like a nice, like 40-degree sunny day where you can wear shorts but also still wear a hoodie. That's my kind of weather. Apparently,
I don't know what happened there.
I was gonna say he dipped out, left me hanging.
Just disappeared. I was trying to get this link and post it because I was going to talk about Sharif's knife, the pre-order, and for some reason I just disappeared all of a sudden. But no, you were talking about Astoria.
Yeah, I mean, Astoria is one of my favorite spots to go. Weather's always fair in the middle, and and you're right on the water, so you always got a good breeze. And so I love like our area where like me and Steve Clare, the North Snohomish County area of the Pacific Northwest. Followed by like out where PNW and Big Red and them live out on like towards the peninsula, but then the Oregon coast is, I mean, like I dig Oregon, but the Oregon coast, in my opinion, because you get real beaches, you're actually on the ocean down there.
Yeah,
we're up where we're at. We're in the Puget Sound, so like we don't have like real beaches, or they're like rocky and shell. Beaches, where in Oregon you get like real sandy beaches. Like it's still, I know it's a touristy spot to go, but like go to like Cannon Beach and Haystack Rock and all that. Like that's always going to be my one of my favorite spots to go. I've been going there, since I was a kid, and visiting the Sea Lion caves and everything. Love that area of Oregon.
There's also so many like there's a good like 2 to 3 hour stretch along the coast there where you can go like starting at the top of Astoria all the way down to the very bottom where you've got like, or even you got like Long Beach up there, you've got Niskawen, you've got Manzanita, Cannon Beach, like all these smaller little areas to where like you don't have to go to Seaside if you don't like the touristy areas.
Right.
And you can go on all these little small beaches. The hard part is like Goondocks. I would love to move to Astoria, but like there's only so much work you can do in those areas because they are so small and there's not a lot. Like pretty much either have to work remote, be retired, or only be there part-time. Or do something like be a teacher or work in like a hospital or work for like fire or police or something like that.
Probably Duck fans. I was
probably
I was in Eugene. I went and met with a couple of customers that were
grew up till he was 13. You didn't grow up until you were like 30.
I was on campus today down at University of Oregon. There's still a couple left, and the mystery bags. What you gonna get?
What you gonna get?
What you gonna get? Yeah, no, Goondocks. Astoria is fabulous. Save the Goondocks.
We did. Is anybody here familiar with like Young Life, like the high school thing for kids at retreats? And they did summer camps and stuff like that. It was quasi related to like church stuff, but it was always separate, and they would play like Brown Eyed Girl for music and stuff and have fun things. Anyways, Young Life has a camp in Astoria that they would do every year, and we did that when I was in middle school and high school in Astoria for their Young Life camp, and it was awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah. Gary. It's not a tumor.
Get the ferret. Where's the ferret?
That's my second favorite movie filmed in Astoria.
Kindergarten Cop. I didn't realize Kindergarten Cop was filmed in Astoria.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies that have been filmed in Astoria. I mean, Goonies and Kindergarten Cop, I think, are the two big ones. But
Coos Bay, yeah.
Coos Bay is great. Coos Bay is great.
Coos Bay is
I'm actually gonna be going out that way. I met some at the catered lunch that we did today at a distributor of ours. Some of the guys from Coos Bay came up, and I'm gonna go down there and meet with them next time I come down this way. Yeah, Coos Bay is great. But yeah, I love it down in this neck of the woods. Eugene's great.
Yeah.
Be Shady last night. I went to. It's the second or third time I've been down there. God, what's the name of this place? But we went out. No knock on Eugene, but I would have never thought some of the best Thai food I've ever had would be in Eugene. We went to Sabai Cafe in the whatever shopping center, that Oakway Center or something. But that's my favorite Thai place at this point. The Last
I'm Googling this because I'm trying to figure that out.
What is The Last of Us?
I believe it is the show based off of the it's the show based off of the PlayStation movie, and it is filmed in Alberta, Canada. Over 9 episodes, the main characters embark on a post-apocalyptic journey across the United States, going through cities such as Boston, Kansas, and Jackson. However, series was shot in America's neighbor to the north, specifically Alberta, Canada. I always find it funny when they do stuff like that. Like, hey, we're going to represent Boston, Chicago, New York, Seattle, San Francisco. They find all these areas that are pretty iconic, and they go, we're going to film them somewhere completely different. Like I'm curious if it's just too expensive, but to film in places like that, or what?
So all this talking about touching my beard, one thing it happens more often than not. People want to touch my beard. And I'm like, keep your hands off of my face, please. Like, I don't know what you've been doing. Did you just wash your hands? No, I don't want you rubbing my beard. Nelly, when I met Nelly, I was on the same flight as JB and Nelly one year to Blade West. Nelly was like, can I touch your beard? She's like, I just washed my hands. I was like, okay, Nelly, go for it. But yeah, people always want to be like, oh my God, your beard. Like, don't. Like, I would never go up to someone and be like, oh, your skin looks so soft.
It's
No, Gary, no one. Honestly, Gary, I touch my beard into ZOEY. Thank you very much.
ZOEY.
Yeah. But no, I'd say I go extremely long periods without anyone else except for me touching my beard. The exception is Shep. Shep touches my beard, my barber.
Have you been going to the same guy for a while?
Twice now. I just found him.
Okay.
I was going to a place in Marysville called Hot Rod Barber, and I was for like a year I was getting it done by this lady named Kimberly, and I called a couple months ago to make an appointment, and the owner answered, and he's like, that bee doesn't work here anymore. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, he's like, yep. So no appointments for her. And I was like, I was about to say, can I make an appointment with you? And click. Like, all right. And yeah, I found this new place in Everett that's awesome.
Nice.
Joe, I'm gonna cover my beard in holidays next time I see you, so you won't want to touch it.
Joe puts like a glove on to clean it off, and then with his other hand comes in and touches it.
Is that a real thing, Goondocks?
Shoot, the bird already found a new strain of yeast in his beard and made a beer out of it.
That is
That's disgusting.
that. Yeah, I'm not surprised if it's
What's up, Josh
real.
Benson?
I kind of feel like you're effing with us, but holy moly. It's a very Oregonian thing to do, though, I suppose. That's like the ultimate hipster beer, right? Wouldn't beer be like the ultimate hipster beer?
I still don't think I would even try it. I'd be like, yeah, you made this with a yeast that was created by your body. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna like. There's other yeasts created by body. I'm not gonna drink beer out of that. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. Like, no thanks. This is what I was gonna say, Todd Carr. Like, it's you don't walk up to a woman and like, oh, those are great. Can I touch? Like, you just don't do it. That's essentially.
You don't mind if I give him a little honk, do you?
Exactly. Like, it's just not acceptable. Good night, Chef Rocky.
90-day chef. 900 feet from the ocean. Wow. Look at you.
Tomorrow I'll be back home, so like half mile. Soylent hops. There's, I mean, I believe it, but I don't know if anyone.
Josh, I actually watched it twice. Backpack B's new video, man. I've been saying this for quite a long time. Backpack B is, I think, one of the most, maybe not even underrated, but one of the I was going to say one of the most underrated people in the community. But I really don't think he is. He's one of my favorite people. I've been lucky enough to know Brent for right around 3 years now, and much love to Backpack B, man.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find a link to it real quick.
He's always been very honest and upfront, and not ashamed of who he is, and not scared to share his struggles. And some of the best conversations I've had have been with Backpack B. So, yeah, I've been chatting with him a little bit over the last. Well, he's someone that I've always kind of talked to. I mean, I wouldn't say like we're super close by any means, but I'd consider him a homie and someone that I've talked to quite a bit for a while, and chatted with him throughout everything.
Mm-hmm. I think Palmer posted it there for everyone, right above Josh Branson's thing. But Josh Branson, I also just made you a moderator, so in the future you can go ahead and post those videos like that too. That way you can just put them out there, because you want to make this an open space for people to support each other in that area, because that's exactly what this community is for. So yeah,
that's great, Neil.
that's awesome. That is really cool. 16 years, 4 months, and 13 days. Neil, also off topic, but I didn't see it. If you posted earlier, what are you snacking on tonight? So here's the thing that I like about Neil. Even in other lives, if I'm in the chat and Neil's in the chat, Neil will be like, WKB, this is my snack. I'm like, awesome. This is so great. So makes me
congrats on that too, Josh. I knew you were creeping up there.
That's awesome. 14 years.
Man, that means because I remember, I guess that is, I've known you about 3 years now, because I remember when I first started, you had brought up that you were 11. So yeah, 3 years I've known you now, dude.
That's insane to think. Like, man, it's such a huge accomplishment. I think all too often, sometimes, especially for people who don't understand the struggle or who have never had everyone, if you dig deep enough, I think would find that they have a personal connection to someone who struggled. But sometimes it's so hidden or not something talked about that you don't realize it. But to have that kind of a commitment to your own personal growth for that long and to stay strong for that long is something to like recognize, acknowledge, and celebrate. And I think too often we don't celebrate some of those things. That is awesome. That's really cool. Cheese quesadilla cooked in my toaster oven. Nice. I still haven't done a quesadilla in the toaster, which I saw like a video on doing a quesadilla.
Where you fold it up and make it into like a little I've seen that.
I want to do that. I haven't done it yet, but I want to do that one still. So. I was going to show this. I showed this to Stevie on Sunday when we had our breakfast. I'm sending this one out probably tomorrow. But this is the Arcus from Dark Bolt. And this is probably the next knife that's going to join my collection. This thing is pretty sweet. It has G10 scales, but it is it's got pretty much every deployment method you could think of. You've got thumb studs, you can do a reverse flick, back flip. You got the flipper, and then you also have this front flipper up top. But here's the cool part, is it's got a button compression, so you can actually like press the button to lock it, but you can also use the liner. So you have two different one locking mechanism with two different ways to actuate it. And I think that's pretty cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it felt great.
And it actually does feel like it's pretty good build quality and everything. Just G10 and then 14C, I think I remember. Yeah. But their logo reminds me of like an upside down CMB because it's two bolts.
Yeah.
And it looks like it looks like CMB's tree. Old news, old knife, but I finally got a Vero Axon to open my eyes to the definition of what a great knife really is.
I think the Axon is one of the greatest designed knives of all time. And for me, Axon is a goat. It's fabulous, and I'm not the biggest Vero fan. I like Joe Vero, but I don't like a lot of Vero designs. I've owned quite a few of them, but to me, the Axon is phenomenal. Whether it's the frame lock or the liner lock, whether it's a titanium or a micarta variant, I think the Axon is a fabulous knife.
Did you see the post on Blade Binge?
No, I haven't been on Blade Binge in forever.
This might ruffle some feathers, and so I apologize. But it's Tri-Stash is coming soon, July 2024, and then it says "Hollow be thy grind" underneath it. And I'm like, come on, give it up. That's not yours.
Nah, he made it his.
I know.
We chatted about that years ago, but yeah, it was. I don't know. I'll let him have it. But look, Patina Turner. All credit to Patina Turner.
Yeah.
It was something that Patina started, and I'll never forget taking the jam at a Cole's Donut though when he announced his Hollow Be Thy Grind, and I'm like, oh cool, my shirt launched last week. And he was like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, I was like, for one, I don't, and this wasn't a slam. I'm like, I don't know what you have going on. So I didn't know that was something that you were doing. That was something that we had talked about doing for a while. So, but he made it his own.
Yeah.
And he was none too pleased about it when I did it though. But I'm chump change compared to that guy.
Yeah. Still just the more I've been able to chat with Patina and get to know him, it bothers me. I'm like, come on. Like, it's a really nice person that you could easily have just been like, hey, this is great. Like, you could easily just shout it out and been like, hey, this was Patina's thing and do this, but you tried to take it for yourself. And that's where it's like, all you had to do was mention it. All you had to do was be like, that is awesome. I'm going to use this. I'm going to run with it. And it would have been completely different. But you didn't, and basically tried to treat it as if it was your own. And like, that's where it's like, come on.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm excited to see what his knife actually looks like, though.
Someone was like, don't argue with me. Go watch this right now. And it was Troy. Troy was like, I don't give a F what you think. Go watch this. And me and Troy had a good conversation about it. Hey, man, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think the knife you just showed, it's essentially it's not a design ripoff, but it's literally that knife. It's a button activated locking, front flipping, back flipping, finger deploying knife. And it's it looks like the Chad to me.
Yeah.
In a way. Again, hey, good for him, man. I don't hate the player at all.
Mm-hmm.
It does not speak to me. Oh, thank you, Josh. I'm sure it's going to do well for him. I'm already barfing, waiting for all the reviewers that he's sending it out to say how awesome it is.
I think it'll be a success for him because he's got 10 to 12,000 followers.
Yeah, I think it'll do well for him.
And I think all he really needs to do is get 600 of them to buy it, and it'll probably be a success. Who knows how many he's making, but I doubt he's making more than 600. And so I think that'll be good, but it's also something that
I forget who he said the OEM is.
I think he said Best Tech.
I mean, I assume it's Best Tech. I forget though.
Yeah, I think I saw in the Instagram chat. I think someone else. I think maybe BEDC mentioned that he said it was Best Tech or something like that. But I think it looks cool, but it also looks like a lot of other. Like you said, it looks like a lot of other knives out there.
Yeah, and he talks about that. And I'm not saying he ripped off
well, but he's also been designing it for 2 to 3 years or something. So it's he's been designing it for 2 to 3 years, and there have been evolutions to come along that it's like, hey,
Yeah.
this design has been in the works for 3 years, so like you can't really
Right.
knock him to say it's like, hey, a lot of people, the popularity of like Wharncliffe and sheep's foot blades
Yeah.
have skyrocketed in the last 2 to 3 years.
Mhm.
And so the fact that he designed one 2 to 3 years ago, he would have been on the front edge probably if he had the capital to run it early or the connections to run it earlier. So
I mean, look, that button activated lock design, he didn't come up with that 3 years ago. I don't care what he says. There's no
no,
way he did that. That's something he saw the what is it, the caliber. What's that knife? The golden design. Oh, that B Shady said it right there. Yeah. I think he saw that and was like, ooh, I gotta do that.
yeah.
But hey, best of luck to him. I'm not, it's just not my thing. I feel like Eric may have been driving the car. Who's Eric?
From Best Tech.
Oh. Not Eric Outer, right?
I don't know.
What does Shane think of it? I'm going to go ahead and speak for my brother Shane. He doesn't like it.
Oh, the dude from Blade Binge.
Oh.
I think it is interesting that it's an exclusive with Blade Binge. It's made by Best Tech, exclusive with Blade Binge. It definitely goes to and shows that like before
is
Blade
it?
Binge, yeah, it's
It's a Blade Binge exclusive?
I
Oh.
think so. I'm pretty sure it is. And I think it speaks to and shows some of the like even before Blade Binge had their like you can sign up to be an affiliate with them and get a link for people to show their stuff. He was already every stream. Let's go to Blade Binge. Let's go to Blade Binge. Let's go to Blade Binge. And so it just shows the connection that he's got there.
Yes, nice, good. That's it. Absolutely. No, you know what? I'm willing to bet Shane would just keep it at that. Don't like it. Shane will stay in his lane. Yeah. Hey, he's won. We're all talking about it. So,
Yeah, I talk about it because I'm genuinely interested in it. I'm
Yeah,
probably not
yeah.
going to buy it because there's nothing that about it that like screams to me I need this.
Did he say? Well, the one thing I don't know is what he's charging for it.
I think it's going to be around $300. I haven't seen anywhere where it said that, and I did see 2 people ask, but I'm going to assume it's probably going to be around 300
Okay.
bucks. Oh yeah, everyone in the chat now, 300.
Okay.
Palmer, please do try and find a photo of it because I saw like glimpses of it where you see like little bits and pieces, but not a full on photo of it.
The video I watched his video on it, like skipped heavily through it.
Mhm.
I didn't catch like the specs or anything. I don't know like what steel he's using, or I know it's titanium, and I saw that it's knurled. I do like knurled titanium. That's one of my favorite finishes.
Yeah.
But I didn't catch the steel or. No, I did. And he was talking about how he likes soft S90. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? He was like, it's on the soft side. And that's, the way. Oh, dude.
I wonder if he said he likes soft S90 because that's what Best Tech could do, and he's like, I need to sell this, so I'm gonna say I like it this way.
I can't make assumptions for the guy, but come on, man. Of course.
Button actuated frame lock.
Yeah, that's the knife here. That's out, right?
Yeah, this
That's
is
not-
out.
That's not coming soon. That's
Mhm.
out.
Yep, this is out right now. Although this is a button actuated liner lock that you can access both ways through it. So slight difference. I will say I really like it.
Gary, I wasn't gonna say that. Yeah, Palmer. Ben Peterson came out and literally was like, "I designed a boring knife."
But he says that. He says he designed, like, yeah, he will, and he'll tell you, like, I don't like designing. He also doesn't like designing small knives. Like, there's videos, like, he's got some smaller knives, but there's videos where he's like, my knife shouldn't be smaller than my finger. And he's like, if it's smaller than my finger, it's not a good enough knife. So that's why the majority of his early knives were, he didn't have any like micro knives until the Baby Banter came out, really. But he's like, I designed just plain generic knives. They're boring, but they work. They're going to be great, and you're going to be able to use them for what their intended purpose is. So.
I don't know. I like Ben Peterson. I haven't bought all his knives. I do like the Banter, and I do like the OG Lander.
Mm-hmm.
But Ben was super, super cool to me the couple times I've met him. And he was just a nice guy, like genuinely nice guy. And like his wife, I bought the Lander at Blade West and bought it from his wife, and I was like, and she was like, "Can we interest you in like a knife burrito or anything?" I was like, "I just bought one." She was like, "Oh, you did?" She's like, "What's your name?" I was like, "I'm Stevie." She's like, "Oh, you ordered just a couple weeks ago," and I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." She's like, "I remember that." And then she called him over, and he was like, "Oh," he's like, "I follow you on Instagram," and yeah, I don't know. He was just he was a nice, personable guy.
When I went to Salt Lake City, I went over, and he was one person because he designed so many. I was like, hey, here's my prototype for a knife that I want to do. It's on Kickstarter now. I want to know your thoughts and opinions on it. Design this and let me know. And he was like, okay. And he was like, do you want to know my thoughts and opinions honestly, or do you want me to tell you that it's a good knife? And I was like, be honest with me. And he's like, okay. And he was very honest with me. He was like, I like this. You need to fix this. You need to fix this. And I was like, okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. And like the Rengo that one day will be released has a lot of those fixes in it. And so like, I appreciate that in him a lot because he was very like honest, and he did it in a way, not like this is trash, this is garbage. He was like, I like this. This is different. I like the scales. I like the design. I like this and whatnot. And he's like, here's some things that you should look at. And I was like, okay, cool. And he was incredibly nice, incredibly personable. And he could have, like at that moment, him and Taylor from Best Damn EDC were doing some videos. Like they were walking around together doing videos, making content for their channels. And that moment, I like inadvertently caught him in between walking from one video to going to another video with Taylor. And he could have just easily been like, hey, I got to get over here and do this. Like, I don't have time to talk to you. But he stopped. He spent a good 15 to 20 minutes talking to me. And then he was like, hey, swing by the table later. Would love to chat more. And I was like, awesome, sweet. And then he went on and did his stuff. So like, I have never, I will say that I've never heard anyone give a different story about Ben either, about him not being like a nice, friendly, personable person at all. And so that's something that I think is to be said about Ben Peterson.
Yeah, cool dude. And you know, he yeah. I'm a Navs Co fan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Golden Design started adding often imitated. Good for them.
I was just gonna post that. That one has started adding often imitated but never duplicated. That's one. The wordsmithing on that is awesome. Often imitated but never duplicated.
Good for them. Yeah, but you realize, Plumber, everything about that guy is a farce. His name is not Cole. Kate. That's not his name. It's not his voice. It's not his personality. I want to stop talking about the guy. It sounds like I'm totally.
I will say that I've never stabbed myself in a public forum when I'm supposed to know more about knives and how to safely handle them. No,
yeah, that is his real name. Gary just doxed him. Yeah.
All right. So, I get to do inventory this weekend. We get to count everything in our store. I'm super excited to count.
Thousands are fun.
It's horrible. I'm gonna be working Sunday. I mean, it's actually not that bad because we get really good food and everyone's there and stuff. But I'm gonna be working Saturday or Sunday night till 2 a.m. Monday morning for inventory. And I'm not excited for that part of it, but I am excited to get it done because we only do inventory twice a year. And like my new boss is like, hey, like I will die by this. Like inventory, you do it twice a year, so you have to do it right. So like, let's make sure we're prepping, getting everything done. We've been like going over stuff for the last 3 weeks pretty much. So it'll be nice to like get it done and be like, cool, we did it good, and like we're successful.
Much love, Josh.
Much love, Josh.
Right, brother.
No, y'all hate to see me go, but love to watch me leave. So until next time, remember my door's always open. Please reach out if you're struggling or in a rut or whatever it may be. Love you, fellas. Night, Josh. Love you too. Enjoyed the time for sure.
Always a pleasure, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have to. I used to have to do inventory of my plumbing shop once a month.
Yeah,
and like it was. You want to cheat, but you realize if you cheat, you're doing yourself a disservice by cheating. You need to be accurate with your counts, and I could never trust people to do it, like help me with it. So I would just like, it would take me like 2 days to do it.
Yeah.
I would do it over the weekend. Once everyone was gone on Friday, I'd stay overnight Friday and then come in on Saturday to do it. And I do not miss having to count shit.
We have to go through like there's a bunch of like computer-based training that we send everyone. Like, hey, everyone, this is how you count. This is how you do it. We work with a third-party company that sends us all the scanners and like calculates all this stuff. So all we do is scan and upload it to their system, and then they send it back to us. And I understand why we do it that way because it's easier and it streamlines it. But it's also one of those things where it's like I always question, like, I know because we employ anyone who's like, you just got to legally be able to work here. So you got to be like, 16 years old. And that's about it. So we employ anyone from like really 18 to 100. And I know when I was 18, if I was told to come in late and go through stuff, I'd be like, yep, okay, there's like 10 here. Like I don't know how well I trust some of the counts that are coming through because I'd be like, yeah, let's just do this. But we also get to place all of our like unit stickers. So I'm pretty sure the goal is to place unit stickers so no one's counting higher than 25. Like we'll break things up so you're not counting any higher than 25 to make it easier.
Yeah. It's it can be brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, man. I started getting the yawns. I even went and got myself a cup of coffee earlier.
That's why I grabbed the coffee because I was like, man, I'm definitely gonna be. I've been yawning for like the last week. I've been walking around work and people would like cringe and be like, no, get away. You're not supposed to be yawning yet. It's like noon and I'm walking around with a big old yawn.
You know, Vince, Summer Fight EDC guys really trying to get me to try Budwater, the mushroom based deal.
Yeah.
Like he's like, seriously, Stevie, you gotta try it. You gotta try it. You gotta try it. He's like, it's not like caffeine. There's no crash. And like, yeah, okay. And I probably will at some point, but yeah, I've been looking for something new. Everyone's like, it'll replace your coffee. It'll replace your coffee. I'm not looking for a coffee replacement. I like coffee.
Yeah.
But this stuff sounds like something I might want to try.
You can get it with a couple different, like you can get it in like a tea. You can also get it in like a matcha or like a chai and stuff like that too. And I knew there was a guy that when I was a resident at the fire district, there was a guy there who did mud water in the morning for stuff and he would drink it. I never tried it, but he swore by it. He was like, this is so good and it's great for you. And like, I always thought about trying it, but I never did. It's, I mean, for people who do it, they love it. They swear by it. They think it's the greatest thing ever. But then I also wonder if it's one of those things where it's like, you know, when you meet someone who is a vegan and everything's great about veganism.
Yeah.
They just want to talk about it forever. I wonder if it's the same kind of like, this is amazing. And they're trying to convince you how good it is because they know how much it actually like tastes horrible and sucks.
I just don't like it when they're like, because I've also seen like some of the ads for it where they're like, throw that coffee in the garbage. And I'm like, why are you trying to replace coffee? Just be your own thing. Just be your own thing. I'm not getting rid of my coffee to drink. There's even if I do like it, I don't see myself giving up coffee. I really don't drink coffee for the stimulant aspect of it either. And I drink my coffee black. I just like coffee.
Yeah, I enjoy. I actually used to drink a lot more coffee than I do now because now I'm trying to like be better about my sugar intake, and I don't drink black coffee. I'll put like 3 packs of sugar in, or I'll put some cream. Yeah, and so I was like, I'm trying to watch my sugar intake, so I drink more just like water now than anything else. But I enjoy the taste of like, I like a good hazelnut coffee or French vanilla coffee. Like I just do it. So
you know, like a lot of those like coffee mate stuff, like that stuff is like banned in like all other countries. Like I never knew that. I've just never been a flavored coffee, so I don't drink a lot of it at all. But yeah, someone recently like, you know, that stuff's banned in Europe, and I was like, really? It's that bad? They're like, yeah. It's like, oh, dude.
Someone like maybe 2 months ago told me that too, because we have a coffee maker at work where there's like pods that you can that they buy and supply for us. So you just go put your pod in, and then there's 2 or 3 different coffee like creamers there, and those are all supplied by people. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this one's pretty good. I like this one. And then a different person I work with was like, same thing. They're like, you know how horrible that is? Like, it's sold here, but like, same thing. They're like every other country doesn't allow, like, it doesn't pass their standards because it's so bad for you. And I was like, no, it's not. And then they like Googled it and showed me, and I was like, ah, crap, I should stop drinking that. That's probably why I gained so much weight. So I have like 6 cups of coffee a day.
Ground fog, same way you know if someone's vegan.
Same way. How do you know if someone does CrossFit? I
They
will say,
first.
me and my wife did CrossFit for a while, and we did not walk around telling everyone we did CrossFit. We just told people like, hey, we started going to the gym, and it was really great.
Yeah.
But my wife has been saying, like, I really wish that we could get back to doing CrossFit because I want us to be in better shape. And that was the only thing we were able to do, like, together to keep us in shape. And so, yeah. Yeah, they'll tell you a million times. CrossFit.
They will tell you a million times.
Mm-hmm.
I did go to I stopped in a coffee place in Eugene this morning. I forget what the name of it was, and I wanted to get I didn't catch the brand of coffee they were selling,
Mm-hmm.
but it was really, really good.
There's a.
Were we still talking about coffee, or was that a while ago? Did I just?
No, we are. No, we are. There's a really good coffee roasting place in Cannon Beach called Sleepy Monk.
Yes.
We used to get Sleepy.
Yes, I do know the Sleepy Monk.
We used to get there. We used to buy their beans, and then in Tri-Cities for a while there was a small like local coffee shop called The Local, and they brought Sleepy Monk beans in, and so you could just buy them straight from the local. That's how I found out about them, actually, and then we would buy them from there, and I really liked theirs. But I keep looking at this. I just keep looking at this, and I'm not doing this to like show Sharif, but I just really love this knife, and
it's a fantastic design.
Yeah, it's a really, really good one. It's definitely $280 for. He ended up going Magna Cut, didn't he?
Magna Cut 6364 is what Riyadh's telling him.
Yeah, Magna Cut 6364 frame lock. The clip on that thing is absolutely amazing. It's so nice.
Contoured titanium.
Yeah, contoured titanium through. It's
those thumb studs are changing.
These
he should have. Yeah, I think he'll have the new protos in soon. He ordered a couple more protos so he could try to get some more circulating out there in other people's hands.
Nice. I'm glad he ordered more prototypes because I'm going to bug him until he says yes to let me buy a prototype from him. Like I pre-ordered already, so I was like, "Hey, I already pre-ordered, and my money's already yours for my pre-order when it gets here." But I also want a prototype. It's
really, Todd. You're not a coffee guy at all.
I haven't drank coffee my whole life, or tea for that matter.
I would have pegged you for a coffee guy for sure, man. Is it just not? You just don't like the flavor, or I mean, I would say caffeine, obviously, if you're drinking Coke, but
yeah.
And wait a minute, I'm assuming you're talking about Coca-Cola, right? You're not like I'm just a fiend.
I do cocaine now. For me, that's my upper. Just.
I don't need that caffeine stuff, man. I go straight for cocaine, bro. But no, I've always been a casual coffee guy up until really I started working from home during the pandemic, and I watched a I watched. Do you guys know who Josh Weissman is? He's like a chef like type guy. I always watch everything Josh Weissman puts out, and he did a video on making cold brew, and I was like, no, I'll make some homemade cold brew. That sounds tasty, and I fell in love with it. And now that's what I drink predominantly, is I make my own cold brew coffee. I go to Winco and get them. Winco is still one of the few places that Gary, you didn't go to high school with him. He's like half your age. But Winco is still one of the few places around that you can buy stuff in bulk. And you can get coffee in bulk there, and I will mix like 8 different dark roasts, then grind it myself, and make my own cold brew. I'm drinking that black. Oh man, I love a good cup of black coffee. And also, Gary's still here is what's surprising me.
Cold brew takes a commitment. To make some cold brew, it takes a commitment to put it in. We used to do cold brew because that was my morning coffee drink, because I'm not usually a hot drink kind of person, because I run very hot myself. And so we used to do cold brew all the time, and Ashley would make it and then just have it in the fridge for me. But it's a commitment to make some cold brew and get it going.
Yeah.
So then I started trying to buy a good cold brew, and none of the cold brew like in the grocery store. No, it's nowhere near as good. And
add your own water and especially definitely not the Starbucks stuff. Like it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I make it like one of the pitchers that I make will last me like 2 or 3 days. So it's like every other day I'm making it, because I let mine go for 24 hours for a full, because I like it a little bit more on the acidic side. The longer it sits, the little bit more acidic it is. So I'm always brewing. I keep it in like a big thermo flask. Store it in a big thermo flask. Okay.
Do you know what I would do if it's minus 40? Move.
Oh man, I can't. I'm going up to Todd. I'm going up to Fairbanks this winter just so I can experience Fairbanks. And I think I got like I forget. I mean, does minus 40 hit different than minus 20? I don't know what it is up there, but I know it's like ridiculously negative. But I've never experienced that level of cold before, and I want to feel what it's like.
We got to the coldest place I've ever been was minus 13, and it was very dry as well. So I was walking around in minus 13, and it felt like it was like 30s. I had like a long sleeve thermal, and then I had like a light jacket here, and that was about it.
Kyle.
Kyle's here. What's up, Kyle?
I think one of the only times I've been in negative temperatures was in Tri-Cities.
Tri-Cities does get negative temperatures sometimes, but most of this is the thing about Tri-Cities people don't understand, is you get the most extremes. Like their summers will get triple digits, and their winters will go down to single digits. And people are like, it's one of the only places where you get a true 4 seasons. So you will get a summer, you will get a spring, you will get a fall, and you will get a true winter. And you will experience everything through it. And when people are like, oh, you're from Washington, so you've probably never had heat. And it's like, no, I'm from Tri-Cities where our summers go up to 100. And then you'll get people from the Midwest and oh, you've probably never experienced cold. And I was like, no, I'm from Tri-Cities, and our winters would get down to -5 and single digits and 10 degrees oftentimes, where it's too cold to snow. And so it's right. Crazy. I will trust you, Palmer. Icelandic winters are something you don't want to experience. Trust me. Is that where you had your toddler classes? Your parents sent you to Iceland for your toddler classes? Learned how to swaddle yourself in the cold winters? Our little Dora the Explorer. That's crazy.
But I mean, I don't trust you. I wouldn't mind experience. I mean, look, I'll never go to Iceland, but I wouldn't mind experiencing it. But I am excited to finally get to go up to Fairbanks. I've committed myself. I've actually talked to customers up there.
Nice.
And I will be going up there. I did go to one of the coldest places. And I don't remember how cold it was. It was darn near zero. Soldotna, Alaska. That was absolutely frigid. Alaska, I love Alaska though.
Alaska's ridiculously beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of those places that until you, and it's like everywhere you look, it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have, and the flight up there is amazing. Flying over all that. Yeah, I absolutely love Alaska.
Yeah.
No way, Gary. Fun facts with The Last Ranger. Has Iceland ever touched your beard, Stevie?
Has it?
Palmer, is there anywhere you haven't? Have you literally just been everywhere at this point? Minus 45C, but dude, that's still. That's, yeah. That's. What is. So I can't do the conversion. Oh, Kyle said it. Is that really like negative 12?
It is. Negative 40 is like negative 12. It's like a 32-degree difference or something like that.
I mean, that's still, look, that's still freaking frigid, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been to every state. That's cool. I haven't been to like middle part of the country. Like I've never been to Wyoming or any of the Dakotas. I've been all up and down the East Coast, all up and down the West Coast, all through the South. Just never I've also never been to Kansas or those areas. Never been to Kyle's neck of the woods. But I want to. Both meet Celsius. Oh, okay. Interesting. Knife Nut, you're in. Are you in Michigan? Sounds like a deal, Kyle. They have ice hotels in Cabo. No way I was going down in it. Yeah, Knife Nut, you're in. Oh, you're in Nebraska too?
Hey, I know a couple people.
Are you far from Omaha? That's where that's the neck of the woods that
Donnie.
Donnie and Scotch and things are out in that area. Yeah, Donnie Bless is straight out of Omaha. Good morning, Winchester. You just waking up.
I'm starting to get like, I've rotated my knives enough in the last like 2 months that I've got a good like 15 knives now that need oil and just gotta like, they've loosened themselves a little bit, so I gotta center them all and oil them all and sharpen them all.
I haven't, man. I used to like sit down and like go through my collection and always make sure everything was tuned and wiped and oiled. I don't do jack crap anymore, man.
Well, I think I mean, that's part of, like, I was having a conversation with Ashley and she was like, how many knives are you, like, realistically, like, I've done 6 knives for the year already. And she's like, are you done? And I was like, no, I'm not. And so she was like, okay, I know you're not, because I know you want more, but like, you can't buy another knife unless you get rid of knives. And I was like, okay.
That's a solid rule, man.
It's a good compromise.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. So I've started looking at like I've got this case, like this massive, the one that I got from Ethan, and it's 90% full, maybe 80% full. No, it's about 90% full of knives that like I'm probably never gonna carry, or I will very infrequently carry. And so I was like, how many of these do I actually?
Kyle, you need me to.
And maybe I'll start throwing a bunch of these on Blade Binge. But some of them are knives where it's like, I don't know if I want to like I've got like a full Miguron selection here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Miguron knives in here where it's like, I don't really want to get rid of them, but I know I'm not going to carry them. And so.
Yeah, I'm literally, I've already made the decision. I'm doing the same thing. Not to get more knives, but I'm just going to purge all my Todd knife and tools, all my, literally, I even think that there's going to be some Ferrum Forges that hit the chopping block, surprisingly. Good one, Winnie.
You know what, Winchester?
Yeah,
I actually told her, I was like, so what if I start using them as like giveaways on my channel and I can do that? She's like, no, because then you're not earning any money from it. You're wasting our money because you're giving away knives and then buying, like you're going to give away a knife and you're going to buy something for $200 to $300. So she's like, that doesn't help at all. I was like, ah. So if I give away a knife, it doesn't count, unfortunately.
Todd knife and tools has always been one of my favorite designs. The brothers they did the Shodan, they did the Exploit, Aware for Aztec, and then they did the Rocky series. Then they did. They also did the Nixon for Aztec, and I love their designs, but I just do not carry them. And now the collector in me isn't as strong as it was. Like I used to buy stuff just because I know I'm never going to carry this, but I've always been if I'm going to get into something, I have to have everything by that one person. And so Todd Knife and Tool early on was like one of the very first. I collected Ferrum Forge, but I collected Todd Knife and Tool. The Exploit is badass. But yeah, I'm going to get into those.
I used this exact argument. You're potentially gaining subs, which equal money, checkmate. But here's the thing. I don't get any money from YouTube. So Like I get zero money from YouTube. So it really doesn't. I was like, well, here's the thing. It would help subs. It would help. And she was like, when are we going to get money from YouTube? I was like, well, we haven't yet. And so it doesn't work yet. Mark Parks is wondering if you're going to sell some of your USA Fair and Forge.
Yeah, I might be, Mark. I think there's a couple that, not that I don't like them. Again, I'm just I'm just ready to start purging some of them.
Yeah.
And I'd like to free up some of that to get more stuff from Edgy Blade Works, from Donnie Bless, from there's some really cool makers that I've discovered over the last year that I'd like to give a try to. And I am not made of money, and would really like to. I've done a good job with before something comes in, something's got to go out. I've been doing that for a good year now, and I've stuck to it. I don't buy anything until I've sold something. I mean, like when I picked up the, to not just to fund it, but to keep with my rule, I sold my Arius before I picked up this Blast Custom. And then sold a bunch, even outside of that. So I only seem to carry a few others.
I have a NAFS Burrito Grande hanging on my wall, like right next to my bed. There's a wall right here, and I have a Burrito Grande hanging there, and it holds 17 knives. Well, it really holds like 15. And there's some spots at the bottom that I have tools in and stuff. And like for me, those are my 15 like carried knives, and like I carry those, and that's like if they're not there, a lot of times I'm not opening these cases daily to go through and whatnot and everything. And so I think those would be my like 15 users that I carry and continue to hold on to. And those will get swapped out periodically with recency bias of like buying a new knife or something comes in or whatnot. But then I have 2 smaller cases that hold like 20 knives each. And if I keep those 2 smaller cases and get rid of everything else, I think I'll be happy. Because there are still like Gary said it a while back, it'd be nice to get down to like 5-10 of just like custom knives, which would be awesome. I at this point, I would love to get there. At this point, I don't think I'm gonna be there. Like I really don't. I have too many like knives that I really enjoy and love. Like I haven't carried this one in maybe a month or 2. But I love this knife, the Ragnarok. Yeah, I'm probably never going to get, at this point, I'm probably never going to get rid of this knife.
And you know what? I like heavy knives like those. I don't intend on necessarily carrying it. When I do, I love it. Mm-hmm. But I just love it.
Yeah.
Gary, I can easily sell 2 of my Ferrum Forges and get a Jesse Draws. And that's probably because I think Draws is probably going to be next on my list, and that's a spendy knife. But I've fallen in love with Jesse Draws with seeing Gary's and then handling Steve's. And I would rather, as much as I love my Ferrum Forges, at this point, I would rather give up a couple of those and be able to incorporate a Draws into my collection. There's also like Wells Customs, which is like probably like the most affordable U.S. custom you can get. Really, is a Wells Custom. I want to get an RMR. I'd really like to get a Squirrel at some point. I still want to get an Undazan. You know,
I want
have
to
you
get
seen
like there's the from Indiana Lake something.
Chapman Lake?
Chapman Lake, yes. I want to get one of the Chapman Lake ones.
One of their
Like,
button locks?
yes. It looks so nice.
Blue. Man, that
What's up, Illuminati?
Vault 37 little tin etching laser deal that you did was pretty dope. I don't think you can get rid of knives and then buy very expensive one. Pull the trigger, something over 250 seems. No, I get it. Part of me absolutely is still like that Winchester, but then also look, this comes off probably pompous and not how I meant to. I'm not poor anymore. I don't have a lot of money, and when I did, I'm new money, if anything. And I started overcompensating because I had nothing the majority of my life. I finally started. I didn't really start having somewhat disposable type income until really about 4 or 5-ish years ago. And that's when I started like, you know what, I'm going to buy something nice for myself.
Yeah, I think when I first started having disposable income, we used it on like we didn't have kids yet, and we used it on like experiences. Like we traveled a little bit, and then we had kids, and I didn't have any disposable income anymore, and I really started leaning into the custom world, and I was like, man, I don't have anything.
Yeah.
So like my first my first was the Ragnarok that I like saved up for, and I was like, I want this. It's gonna be about $1,200. I'm gonna go figure it out and find it. And it was one of those things where it's like I at that point wanted to spend money on a really nice custom knife that I knew I would like, handled, had loved, and I still like. I want a Blessed Knives custom. I'm not complaining about his price because I think it's worth it, but like it's probably going to be like I'm probably going to wait until his prices go up, and I'm probably going to get one when prices go up because they're expensive. Like I want an RMR. Probably not going to get one for a while. So like it's one of those things where it's like those are going to be knives that I definitely want and definitely think are worth it, but it's going to be a while before I can drop the money to get some of those.
Yeah.
$300 Canadian. So you probably don't have any Wii knives then.
Well, that's like 900 here, right?
I think it's like 500.
No.
I'm good with money, not with miles.
There you go, Kyle.
Let's see.
There it is, Kyle. Minion nipples.
It's $220. 220 US dollars. 300 Canadian, 220.
Just the fact that even Palmer, he's world traveled and he knows exchange rates and. Do you have a hard price limit you won't surpass? If so, how much are you willing to spend? Paul, the most expensive knife, I have no problem saying it. I spent $1,500 on a Ferrum Forge 1 of 7 handmade customs. Not one of their mid-techs, but a fully handmade custom that's got Damasteel, and it's the flashiest, most gaudy knife I have. And I feel part of me feels like an absolute fool for spending money like that on a knife. Again, I am not a rich man. I live very frugally, and it was hard. It was hard for me to spend that money, but I wanted it so bad. So yeah, I spent that much money. Would I ever do that again? I would not. I don't think so. But I do get joy out of it. This isn't that far off from here. This is still. I definitely got a bro deal from Donnie. I have no problem saying that. This knife probably would have been a lot more. Look, it was still right around $1,000. It was $900 for this. This is a lot more expensive of a knife than that. My tipper that I got. This was $700, and that was a bro deal from Scott Stills, Edgy Blade Works. The biggest steal is my P&W Edgy Blade Works custom. This cost me a bag of salt and vinegar potato chips. I was blown away. I was prepared to purchase this knife for a very large amount of money. And Scott, being the cool dude that he is, wouldn't accept my money. He said, buy me a bag of chips. So that's why I bought my tipper. I was like, yeah. And I get it. Some people, hearing Todd saying I wouldn't spend more than like $300, or some of these guys, you are very reasonable people.
Yeah.
You are absolutely 100% very reasonable, and I wish I had your self-control.
I would say that I don't have a price limit that I wouldn't go over. Like if I saw a knife that I really, really wanted, like if there's a price limit that I wouldn't go over, I would say no. But that doesn't mean I can go buy it.
Right.
Like if I had the resources, I would say there's no limit that I wouldn't go over. The thing is I don't have the resources, so I can't necessarily say that. Like in my current state, like I'm not buying any knives the rest of the year unless I sell a knife. Yeah, exactly. Or I've already got a pre-order paid for it. But yeah, no, I would say that like there's not like in my mind, it's not, I don't have anything where it's like there's no knife. Like there's some really, really sweet Shirogorovs I've seen that are like $12,000. And if I had $12,000 to blow, I'd probably buy them, but I don't. I don't have that money. I don't live in that stock. I don't live in that life. I don't have that sort of class and game to throw around $12,000 like that. So there's no way I'm ever going to. That doesn't mean I wouldn't. It just means I can't, and I wouldn't. And because of that, I wouldn't. And so that's kind of like the distinction for me a little bit. The majority of the knives that I want to get that are customs, I would say fall in that like 1,500 or less category. I don't think there's many more than like 1,500 that I want. There's a really nice Herman that I want that's around 1,800, but that's it, I would say. Or Steve Clare got me onto Rob Johnson, and
yeah,
and now there's a really nice Rob Johnson that I want. But I will say that like I carry the Rob Johnson that I got from Steve quite a bit, and I absolutely love that knife, and that knife will be with me forever not because of how I really enjoy the knife, and we'll say that, but it's because it came from Steve. And so it's like there's things like that where it's like that's going to be
right.
amazing knife. Yeah.
So Todd, are you just, I guess, reasonable like that, or are there other things out there, tool wise, or something that you will spend, like a ridiculous amount of money on, or is that just not, like nope, not going to do that, But do you have, because there's a lot of expensive hobbies out there, so I'm curious if you have that hobby or just nope, not going to spend that kind of money on stuff.
For me, like, I think the reason I can do that is because I have had, like, I'm down to 4 guitars now, but at one point I had 12 guitars,
Right.
and some of them were like 4, 5, 6 grand that I'd had for a couple years, and so for me, that's why it's like I know if I could, I would, but I wouldn't. Here you go, Palmer. Chromax PM Ursus. Palmer said he wanted a Chromax PM Ursus. Got rid of it. He's afraid to take it apart because of all the stupid little bearings. Here's a Chromax PM Ursus for you, Palmer. I really enjoy this. But my favorite Shiro is...
Do they have uncaged bearings?
Yeah. So not all of them. They're different. So, but yeah, this is my favorite Shiro that I've had. This is the Neon, and this one's also on Chromax, which I really like. But they've made a new Neon that I really, really like that I've seen on Recon 1 that I want to get, and it's just expensive. Man, I've carried this knife last week once.
The XO.
And I was scared when I carried it, but I really wanted to carry it because it was cool.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. I like this knife way better than the Riot Swordfish Gravity that just came out.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I did see that. Who had that? I forget who I watched had that. It was someone who I didn't even know who they were, and it came up. I forget who it was. I've been as of recently. I keep forgetting to bring this up. YouTube has been recommending shorts of channels that I've never heard of at all, that have like 4,000, 7,000 subs, and I'm like, who are I've never heard their name, never they've never come up, never had any interaction with them, but I'm like, who are these guys?
Yeah, I've been getting a couple more recently, but I'm starting to realize that like there's a lot in that like 1,500 to 4 grand.
Yeah,
there's a lot of channels in that like 1,500 to 4 grand sub category, and then once you go above 5, it slims out a little bit, and then once you hit like 15 to 20, it's even smaller, and then there's very few in that category of like 150,000 and above.
Have you ever been scrolling in one of your own shorts? Comes up
all the time.
And I'm like, whoa, hey, I know, like that's my video. I'm like, wow. Because I honestly, like, I really don't watch my stuff once it's uploaded. It's uploaded, and so I'll be scrolling, and everyone, I'm like, oh, well, that's me.
Yeah, I get mine. Mine will pop up pretty frequently, but Ezra and Joyce like watching the videos. So I'll come home sometimes and they'll be watching the video they watch all the time is the skydiving video. They watch the skydiving video all the time. And so it'll just be on the TV and just like, oh, look, Dad's jumping out of a plane. And I'm like, yes, I am. That happened. And so, so we watch that video, and I cringe every single time. We'll watch it, and in the intro, I'm like, I thought that was going to be so cool and funny, and I'm just so stupid. And look at my voice, and like, why is my beard doing that right there? I hate watching my own videos so much.
Yeah. Uh, I haven't been as of late, but even like on like live streams, a lot of times, like when I'm in my normal setup and I have both my monitors, I even put like a post-it note like over me because I get sick of looking at myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm normally looking over at the comments or looking at like you. I'm rarely looking at myself, but Barbarian Bunny. Why do I know that name? Oh, isn't that who? He's the one doing all of CDC stuff, right?
I think so.
I don't know him. I don't think I've seen any of his stuff. I've talked to him a couple times, I think, in chats, though.
I've been looking at the Shire Post Mint. The Shire Post. I've been looking at a bunch of their coins recently. Ever since Maddie showed that little one, I was like, these are pretty cool.
They're awesome people. That's a family-ran business out of Arkansas.
And some of their coins are just like, hey, here's $20 for this copper coin. Hey, here's $12 for this one. Here's the. I mean, they're not.
Yeah, this is a $22 coin.
Yeah, it's not unreasonable by any means, especially like when you look at some of the Amazon challenge coins you can get or whatnot. Like, I was like, sweet, that's awesome.
And it's fully made in the United States, and that's they have a really cool story.
And all the worry stones they have too that are made out of bowling balls, like that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Gary, I have like 4 videos that do really well that I interact with a lot, like my and they're Spyderco and Benchmade videos, and those ones keep getting every week. Oh, you know what my highest performing video is my collection dive with Steve Clare.
Really?
Yeah. I forget how many it's got. And look, a lot for me is like a couple thousand.
Yeah.
But
a lot for me is like 80. When I post a video and it hits like between 40 to 80, I'm like, sweet, that's doing after like a week and a half. I'm like, sweet, that's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I usually top out at like 100.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm not complaining. Like I'm fine with that. I'm lucky to have gotten that.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I just lost my train of thought.
Your best video, Steve Clare.
Yeah. Oh no! But we were talking about
coins.
Shire Mint Post. They got a lot. They got such a wide variety of stuff. My first go around was Shire Post or Shire Post Mint. My first go around with them was well before I was into like the knife EDC part of the community. I've been a big Game of Thrones fan for a while, and they make a faceless man coin, and I got that probably 5-ish years ago. That's when I first heard about them. But yeah, they're I'm a big fan of theirs.
Yeah, they've got quite a few. I mean, I'm going through and I was like, I could easily buy like half of these because they've got some pretty cool ones.
All their customer service is phenomenal, and their packaging is
Mm-hmm.
like the wax stamp, and it's everything's like in calligraphy, and It's they're a fantastic company.
All of the like moon ones have such cool detail to them as well.
Yeah. I've given a bunch of gifts over the years. I mean, I just did that one for Maddie,
Mhm.
that Pizza Moon one, but I've gotten them for coworkers and my nephew, and I've spent a fair amount of money with them just because I think they're a great company.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Faceless Man coin is cool, Vinny.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet. Now I'm gotta turn away before I get too stuck on
Go
it.
go down that rabbit hole.
Mhm. Man,
Oh,
yeah, there's it's crazy how many things they did. The got coins that were
mhm.
the Game of Thrones ones.
Yep.
Yeah. There's
Oh yeah, you got the cat scratch one, Gary. They
I,
have.
I saw the cat scratch one where it was like scratch the cat and then on the backside it had the claws flip again. I saw that one and I immediately thought of like 2 or 3 coworkers that I could give that one to. That's one thing that I think if I were to ever dabble in making myself, like I would want to do. I don't think I would have with enough time, maybe the wherewithal to like make a knife, but doing like lasering and stuff like that, if you could get really good at like the computer works that go into it and then just get like the tool for it, like that's one thing that I feel like I could do,
Sure.
that I would like to do, that I think there's more of a way around doing and stuff like that. And there's always knives that I have, like even like here's the premium pony stout. It's like prime for like any sort of lasering that you'd want to do on it right here, or the Clydesdale. It's just a canvas. Come up with your design, put some lasering on it, and then get it anodized. Like there's so many really, really good knives out there that you can do stuff like that with. I got a message from Nathan the other day. I didn't realize that thing from. I didn't see the original post. The contest that ends today for the customization. It was all Spyderco.
Oh, was it exclusively Spyderco?
It was supposed to be exclusively Spyderco, and I was like, oh, okay. I did not realize that. So they were only Spydercos. And also, like, not to knock it, nothing against them, whatever. But some of the customizations on there, in my mind, I was like, a lot of the customizations on there are, I bought these scales, I bought this aftermarket thing, and I put them all together. And that's cool, that's great. But in my mind, I'm like,
can you see the submissions?
What? Yeah, you can see the submissions now. And a lot of them on there, like, hey, I bought these scales, I did that, which is cool. All of that's one part of it. But when you have like something that Terry did, because like Terry submitted his and it's on there for your smock. When you have those, then it's like, hey, this is someone who actually put their hands to it and did the work on it, not just I bought this from a maker. Because
okay,
that's a different category in my mind. There's a category of I customized this, and a category of I bought modifications. That's where I think there should be a difference between like modification and customization. I customized this, like I actually did the work, versus I modified this, I bought something. That's where
I agree. I agree that's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm. Because if someone has, the only reason too is like, if someone has a ton of money to buy some really cool modifications, great. You've got all the money to buy the modifications. If someone has the skill to actually do those modifications, like customizing a knife, that's something completely different.
Here we go. Yeah, the Ragnar smock.
Mm-hmm. It's the color on it too is so cool.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that he gets some good. And yeah, I'm seeing. He sent me pictures of it. That I didn't get to see these ones that he submitted. And hey, look, love you, Terry. Um, lighting, the way your picture is submitted does a lot too. I have the link right here that I will put in the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, Terry did a phenomenal job. And what's crazy is he's never done rock scale before.
Yeah. That's kind of insane.
He's never done that pattern before. It's something completely new to him.
Yeah.
And he did that in like the course of like 2 hours. He's like, he sent me the confirmation, like, hey, dude, got the knives. I sent him a couple other things too. He's like, got the knives. And then literally like 2 hours later, he's like, all right, dude, do you want to see it or do you want to be surprised? And I'm like, oh, let me see it. And then I was like, wait a second, you just got this 2 hours ago? He's like, yeah, dude, I was really enthusiastic. I really wanted it. He's like, I'd been waiting to get this. So
I'm on his Insta right here. His leather actually looks really good. Some of his leather looks pretty cool.
Yeah, he's coming along, and he's having a really good time. A really good time. It brings him a lot of joy to him.
That's good.
So,
yeah. I don't know if he did this or not. I haven't seen this colorway anywhere else. So I would imagine he did this colorway on this hedgehog right here. But this looks awesome. The colorway that he did on this one right here.
Yeah, that's all Terry.
That looks so good. Like the choice and then the line, the way that he like has the hard stop for the line and everything. And that looks really well done. Like I really like that. That's cool, especially with the jigs titanium, and you have a true, like, it looks almost like I'm colorblind, so maybe the color's different, but it looks almost like a brass bolstering. And then
that's what he wanted to do with that.
That looks so cool.
Like brass bolster.
Yeah.
I sent him so I have the jigged tie Ohio Riverjack Spear Point and the jig tie Ohio Riverjack Warncliffe. Mm-hmm. I sent both of those to him to do. I told him to keep the Spear Point, but then he acid etched, and he does a fabulous acid. His acid etching is great the way he does it. Mm-hmm. And then I wanted I was like the darkest blue ano you could do, and it looks perfect. And I'm going to get to check out one of his slips also with it. So
cool. The splatter that he does on some of those anos too is really nice. The picture is not as clear as some of his others. Like the picture should he should reduce the picture and do some make it a little bit clearer. But the splattering that he has on some of those are really, really well done. Probably some of the best splatter in the game.
And unfortunately, there's someone else out there doing some splatter ano that learned how to do it from Terry and then made it his own.
I think Terry's is some of the best splatter I've seen though. Like looking at knowing what other people's anos are. And like seeing some others out there, not that anyone else is bad or whatever. Like personally, I would choose Terry's over anyone else's though. Like that splatter that looks so good, and he's got a couple different like styles of splatter. It looks like too that he could do. which is nice.
Yeah, man. I'm a big fan of Terry 1931 Leatherworks.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that dude. And he's a cool, humble guy too, man. So
I also like the
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein Terry like logo that he has.
Did Mark submit something? No shit. What did Mark submit?
Might say on there. Might say who they're submitted by.
Yeah, like okay, so I see what you mean here. Look, I love Lynch Northwest Fibonacci stuff, but someone just put on PM3. It's like that's not modding. I mean, it is, but that shouldn't win against.
It's a modification. It's not a customization.
Where does it say who submitted them?
I don't think all of them do.
Go to link.
The Fibonacci PM3, like that's purely just. I don't even think you needed to like. They just bought the Lynch Northwest Fibonacci. Like you did not even buy scales. You just bought it already customized. Maybe that's Lynch Northwest submitting their own. Because it just says community.
They would never. Yeah, where does it say who submitted them?
Like I don't even right after that too with community solution Yojimbo with AWT scales and titanium clip, like just bought as well. Which they're very cool knives, but that's exactly what I was saying. Like that is different than like the rock scale that Terry submitted. It's I mean, this is why I think it's a little bit different because the Ragnarsmock, like Terry submitted a Ragnarsmock that he customized, but it's your knife. You're not submitting, hey, here's this customized thing that I made. Terry's submitting, I did this work. That's where I think there should be a classification difference. The Mad Elf Broken Rainbow, though, that one is pretty sweet too.
Yeah, like I guess I'm not seeing. So I'm not paying attention to the comments now, but the blue. Oh, there's Mark.
The Blue Shaman. The blue one on the bottom.
Oh, that is nice.
That's a very nice blue.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like the accents on that.
The accents in those backspacers and hardware, yeah, it looks really good.
But yeah, I'm absolutely biased. And hey, obviously, good luck to everybody. But I'm definitely I'm biased for Terry.
They got a decent amount of submissions. Looks like 16. Yeah. 16 submissions. That's not bad at all.
But I mean, I like that they're gonna, showcasing stuff like that.
Yeah.
99 Winchester.
Good night, Winnie.
I'm probably not too far behind you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I did not realize it was 11:30 already. So
Me either, and I'm leaving at 3 a.m. to drive home.
Oh yeah, have fun. All right. I wanted to just say thank you to everybody for coming up tonight and hanging out with us and everything. Don't forget to check out EDC Roundtable. There's some sweet new submissions on there from P&W Fun Works.
Fun work.
So, yeah, go ahead and check out P&W Fun Works. And then if you haven't and you're itching for a sweet new knife, MagnaCut knife, check out Sharif Manganis as well. He's got the pre-order going on for his Aurelia, which I've already got my pre-order in and I'm super excited for that one. So go ahead and check it out here. Other than that, I will try and figure out where I just minimized my screen. Try and figure out where my screen went. There it is right there.
Todd, Palmer, Gary, Mark.
All right. See y'all later. Until next time.
Deuces. Nighty night, Kyle.